Okay, now, what is the problem with the title? So usually I eat twice a day. First time is 11 o'clock in the morning, which is not exactly morning, but let's say it's morning. So 11 o'clock is my first eating of the day usually. And also I eat a lot of sugar, which, by the way, is super bad for your health, but we will get there. So first, yesterday I ate at 11. I ate a lot, but no sugar. Yesterday and the day before yesterday I decided to not eat too much sugar, and I didn't eat sugar at all, and I replaced the sugar with nuts, with some walnuts or whatever nuts, some nuts, whatever. But I ate a lot. So I wasn't hungry at the afternoon. Usually I eat about around 6:30 this time. I eat my second meal. So 11 and 6:30. So yesterday it was around 5:30 or something, and I was about to eat, but I bumped into this video. I will show you the video. I will at least show you let me show you. I bumped into this video, and I was super curious. This guy is, I know that the fasting is good for you. Okay, everybody knows that fasting can be good for you. I don't know if it's always good for you. Probably not, but can be good for you. And this guy explains in this video what happens in your organism when you don't eat for 12 hours, then 24 hours, then 48 hours, then 72 hours, and all that time, what happens in your body. And it was fascinating to me. I said, okay, I knew that fasting is good, but this guy explains exactly why it's good, which is great. And I decided to not eat in the afternoon because, I'm used to eating at that time, but I was not hungry, and I was about to eat, which is not good. When you're not hungry to eat, it's a little bit, But yeah, I decided not to eat, and I decided that maybe later in the evening, if I'm very hungry, I could eat. But I wasn't. So I went to bed in the night, and I woke up, and I decided that I probably will eat again in 11 today, because it's 24 hours, and yeah, 24 hours is good for first fasting. But at 11 I was hungry, but not super hungry. It was bearable. Now I'm also hungry, much hungrier, but it's also bearable. It's not something that I'm in pain or no. I'm just hungry, And usually I notice that when I'm hungry, I am more capable. I am more energetic, because probably the body knows that it has to eat, it has to supply food, and you need energy. So it came up with some energy to give you, so you can go and hunt for food, for example. This is my explanation, but yeah, probably it's not like this exactly, but I feel pretty well today. So now in my time is 16:30, so 4 p.m. and 30 minutes, a little bit more than 20, it's 20, yeah, more than 28 hours. 24 is up to 11, now 5 hours and 30 minutes after that, it's 29 hours, almost 30 hours is now, since I last eat it. I'm drinking water, no problem, but I'm not eating. And I think it should be done, yeah, the guy's saying it in the video, but it should be done at least probably once a week. It's nice to not eat for 24 hours if you can. I think it's cool. But drinking water, it's not questionable. You have to drink water, in my opinion. And some people in the comments says, are you converting to Islam? But in Islam, when you are fasting for this month, Ramadan or Ramazan, I'm not sure exactly. When you are fasting there, you are not drinking water also in the day, which, especially in the warm countries, I don't think is very healthy. I'm pretty sure it's not. So yeah, if you are sitting in the office with a climate control and whatever, air conditioner, probably you can endure without water for a whole day. But if you are outside working, like some workers on construction sites or whatever, I will not recommend it. And I've heard I've heard of people dying from dehydration just in those months in Dubai, for example. But yeah, this is something else. The idea here is that this is healthy to not eat, for example, during the day. The bad thing is that people don't eat during the day, which means since sunrise and sundown. Yeah, they don't eat on this month in the Muslim people, which are real Muslims, I guess. I guess there are some Muslims that are cheating, but whatever. The real ones don't eat and don't drink, probably. But it's healthy. But after sundown, I've seen what they do. Some of them, they are eating like crazy. When it's dark, they are eating like crazy. And eating like crazy before you go to sleep, I don't think is the most healthy thing ever. So, in my opinion, at least personal opinion, fasting is probably nice. And I tried it and I feel great. I also think of letting go the sugar, at least for a while, to see how it will go, to see how I feel. Because usually, when I'm eating, normally, I'm eating at 11, then I'm eating again at 6, okay. But I'm eating a lot of sugar after the meal. And immediately after the meal, like a couple of minutes, maybe 30 minutes after the meal, I feel tired and I need to go to rest a little bit. So that is because of this sugar pump, and then the insulin is lowering down the sugar to, to very low amounts, and I need to go to sleep, even in the afternoon. So yeah, sugar is not good for you, definitely. You have to try to avoid it. Or at least, sugar is a poison. It's toxic for your body, for your liver, in big quantities. And it's very easy to overdo the sugar because it is addictive. It's very addictive. So it's, again, you can overdo in everything. Water, air. You can overdose with everything, but the things that you can overdose with really are the things which are addictive. Water, as I said, is not exactly addictive. It's needed, but you will never sit and drink 3 liters of water just like this, because you don't need to. But sugar, you can eat sugar, especially me. I can eat sugar like crazy. I'm only eating this amount of sugar that I'm eating. For example, 2 chocolates in one sitting, which is a lot, but I'm eating this little sugar because I am restraining myself. I say, okay, don't eat 3 chocolates, eat just 2 chocolates, because chocolate is with sugar, and not only sugar. In the chocolate you have also the trans fats, which are another type of evil, and we should also kind of try to lower them in our diet. So yeah, as I said in the video description, there are more than 28 hours, almost 30 hours since I have my last meal. After this video ends, after this stream, I plan to eat. I went to the store. I bought a very nice warm bread, and I am planning to eat. Not that I cannot endure without eating, but this bread deserves some respect, And until it's fresh, I will respect it by eating it. Not the whole, but yeah, we'll see. But I'm sensing, you have to sense yourself, you have to feel how your body reacts when you're hungry, when you're fasting for 24 hours, when you're fasting for 12 hours in the beginning, see how it goes, then 18 hours, then 24 hours. And if you can endure for 24 hours, you can endure for 30, it's not a big deal. Then 48 probably is a little bit more difficult, I guess. Because yesterday I wasn't feeling hunger. Now I feel hunger, but I feel light, I feel nice. When I'm eating, and I eat a lot, when I eat I feel heavy. I cannot jump quite easily, I cannot run. Now I feel I can do everything. It's very nice. But, again, I'm warning everybody who likes to try this. most of the things are very subjective. They are very personal. So one guy can feel very lightheaded when he tried this. One guy can feel, or girl can feel very nice when it tried this. It depends on yourself, how your organism will react. And how big was your last meal, by the way, because if you eat a very small amount and then try to fast for 24 hours or more, it will be probably very difficult. You will get hungry pretty quickly. But if you eat pretty much the whole calories you need for one day, if you eat them in one sitting, in the morning or around noon, around lunch, then you will be able to endure at least until you go to sleep, and then some more. So I'm a little bit not thinking about the sculpt, that's why it's a little bit bad. But we'll get there, I think. We'll be able to make something out of this. And then ArtStation reviews, of course, because Russians, they called me and said that I'm not off the hook yet. Yeah, yesterday they were happy and everything was nice, but I'm not off the hook, and I have to keep it up. Otherwise, they didn't say what will happen otherwise, but you know, with the Russians, you always know what will happen. There are movies, there are stuff. You know what will happen. Nothing good, probably, for me, I guess. So we have to be careful about that. I don't completely approve how this model is going right now, but again, in the beginning, usually, we have... the model looks bad. It's difficult to make it look good. I have to concentrate a lot, and now I'm concentrating more on talking, because I'm talking with numbers and stuff. You know, 24 hours, you know, it's a number, and 30 hours is also a number. Those are numbers, and when you work with numbers, it's difficult. Then your artistic part of your brain and the mathematic part of your brain are colliding, and it's a mess, you know. Numbers and art, they usually don't work quite well together. That's why I cannot concentrate fully on making this sculpt. So there was a comment, by the way, in the previous video yesterday. There was a comment that said that I liked your videos. When you started this channel, you were making a character for 2 hours. Now you're making this ArtStation reviews and stuff. Okay, I will say to the guy that he has to go and take a conversation with the Russians, you know. That's it. It's their fault. It's not my fault. I'm doing what I can to survive, you know. I have to survive. So in order for me to survive, yeah, I would be happy if everybody buys my courses. No, I shouldn't say that. If you like what you're seeing here, this face, and if you like what you're seeing, this, you know, skills, then you can buy the courses. Probably most of you already bought them, but whatever. So you know that I am eating a lot of sugar. And how did I start to decide to kind of quit sugar a little bit? In the beginning, I will quit it completely, and then probably a little by little, we'll see. So how did I decide it? Again, with a video in the internet. It was an interview with a guy who is talking about how is sugar metabolized in you. And it was horrible. I mean, I said, like, what? I'm eating this poison. Let's just stop it for a while. Let's see how it goes. I will measure my cholesterol level, my triglycerides, which the triglycerides, by the way, are... my triglycerides are high. When they are high, it's a risk of cardiovascular disease. So this channel becomes something like a dietary channel or whatever. But as we are 3D artists, me at least, and we are spending a lot of time in front of the computer, we are sometimes eating a lot of crap. And this is my experience, and I'm sharing it with you because I think some people will be interested how this is going. So I don't have any actual diseases like diabetes or something, or not insulin deficiency or whatever. Insulin resistant, I mean. I don't have those yet. But if you're not smart and if you don't act kind of faster, then when those illnesses come, it will not be too late, but you better act a little bit quicker. Okay, so we have a lot of comments. I see how they go, but I don't watch them because I'm trying to achieve some modeling here and it doesn't work quite well, but it probably will at some point. We'll see. No, it will not probably, but whatever, it doesn't matter that much. It doesn't matter that much because this video was about me telling you this interesting story about the fasting and how fasting probably can change your life, because the guy in the video says that fasting, if done correctly, and he's saying how you can do it correctly, can reverse very much a lot of illnesses, including cancer, by the way, which is interesting. Probably some cancers cannot be reversed. For example, this guy from Apple, what was his name? He died from cancer, right? The boss of Apple. And at the end of his life, he was pretty slim. So he probably was fasting or at least something like this, but it didn't help him. So I'm not sure this is completely some kind of a remedy which will always work, but in some cases I'm sure it will help. And interestingly enough, the guy in the video explains exactly why the organism is recovering during the fasting. It's pretty interesting. I recommend for everybody to watch that video, and the videos of this guy are not bad at all. Also, remember, don't trust anybody completely. Remember, not me, not this guy. Don't trust anybody completely. Don't trust them with your life, because this is, of course, medical stuff, and it's something about your organism, it's something about your health. You have to not be blindly trusting somebody who is like me, for example, who is not a health professional, or this guy who is probably some kind of a doctor, because he said in that, but who knows if he's a doctor really. But yeah, I decided to try it myself, and I feel pretty well. And the very important thing that he said in the video is that hunger, especially in the first days, is not something permanent. You feel the hunger, and then when you don't kind of apply to the feeling and don't eat for like 1 or 2 hours, the hunger disappears, or at least weakens for a couple of hours, and then comes back again stronger. But if you resist, it will go back. And what I noticed about this is when I feel hungry a little bit, I make push-ups. I make some kind of exercise, and it helps a lot. Or I go to a walk, for example, or something that you can do fairly easy after you feel hungry. And it helps because the organism, for example, you're sitting in the computer and starting to feel hungry and cannot think about anything else than hunger. I'm hungry. Oh, how hungry am I? Oh, I will not endure. I have to eat. But you want to endure. You want to go to do this fasting. And if you go and make like 40 push-ups, then your organism will start to think about something else, about how to breathe after these push-ups or how to survive. And then he will not think about hunger that much. Hunger is a very big problem when people are bored. When we are bored, we tend to watch movies and eat some crap, like something with much trans fats and salt, or something with a lot of sugar and trans fats again, like ice cream, for example, or something like chips, which is trans fats and salt. So we eat a lot of trans fats and bad ones because they are good ones, but we will not get there. The guy is explaining it in the video. Maybe there is another video I watched that he explains it, but you can watch his channel. He's good. I will show it again for the people who just arrived. It's this guy. He's Dr. Sten Ekberg. Sten Ekberg. It's English completely. His English is better than mine. He is explaining very well, and it's very nice. It's explained on I think a language that everybody can understand. It's pretty nice. Dr. Engberg. Probably most of you have watched his videos, or if not, you're not interested in healthy living, probably, because you probably already are living healthy, which is great, but I know I'm not living healthy, and that's why I am watching those kind of videos. They're kind of motivating me to do stuff. For example, quitting sugar was not possible until I watched a video how the guy explained how this sugar is the worst poison ever, which probably is not exactly true, but in big quantities, in a big amount of time, sugar can be really, really devastating for your body. And not only not just for your body, in the beginning it will be devastating for your liver, but as I said in the previous video, after your liver fails, all the other organs will fail because the blood will not be cleaned. And yeah, the liver is very important. It's not by accident that the liver is maybe the biggest organ on your body. I mean the most volume it takes. The biggest organ, people say that it's the skin, but let's not go there. Let's say it's the liver. Okay? We can safely say it's the liver. And it's very important. When you drink excessively, when you eat sugar excessively, you are punching your liver, and that's not a good thing, usually. Punching it while it's down. Yeah, when I say punching it while it's down, exactly the words of some kind of a doctor when he was talking about drinking alcohol and drinking energy drinks with alcohol. It's like you drink alcohol, your liver is down, it's suffering, but then you drink energy drinks to keep you up, and you're kicking your liver while it's down, you know. you're absolutely destroying the liver when you drink energy drinks with alcohol or sugary drinks with alcohol, like cola, for example. Many people are drinking vodka and cola. Here in Bulgaria, it's super popular drink, vodka and cola. Yeah, and it's very bad for your health to drink alcohol and eat sugar, or drink sugar also. But of course, everybody can destroy their body however they want. It's not our place to say. It's fine. You can do it. You can destroy yourself, no problem. But don't tell me that I haven't warned you. Because I did. Just in this video. This video is a healthy video, as we can see. And by the way, I was pretty hungry at the beginning of the video. Now the hunger starts to go away. I feel it, how it's starting to slow down, lower down. And it's, yeah, almost 30 hours until I had my last meal. And 30 hours, and it's 10 minutes to the 30 hours mark. So yeah. I think it will not be an issue to go even 48 hours, but probably I don't want to do it because of the nice bread that I bought from the store, and I will eat it. I'm planning to eat it because I like to eat. That's the problem. That's a problem for many people. We like the feeling when we eat. It's amazing when you sit in front of your computer or TV and get yourself something to eat and start eating it and watch something. It's like amazing. It's just so good. This is what I will probably miss when I stop eating for good. Because that's the plan, you know. I will do a feast for 24 hours, then 48 hours, then 168 hours, then like let's say 1000 hours, and then 5,000 hours, then 10,000 hours of no eating. And when you do 10,000 hours of no eating, you'll become an expert in no eating, because they say if you do something for 10,000 hours, you become expert in it. So 10,000 hours without food will make you an expert of no eating, and you will be able to not eat forever. Hopefully nobody takes this seriously, by the way, because it's not. Yeah. Those things, we have to be careful with this advices, because there probably could be people, I'm sure that there are not people in this channel who are liking this content, who can take this seriously, but who knows, but we have to be careful with these medical advices that can hurt people, like not eating for like 300 hours. It's a little bit too much. I've heard, by the way, when I was young, I was reading about a guy who made it like 40 days without eating, and it's not only one guy, many people have done that. It's not a huge issue to go 40 days without food. Of course you are drinking water, yes, but no food. Maybe you're taking some vitamins, I don't know how it works, but you can only do that with the support of a doctor and regularly going for exams every few days, to go for exams of blood sugar and other things that are important. And yeah, and also you better be fat to do that. If you are not fat, if you are very lean, this will not be very good for your health, I think. 40 days without food, not good. And I'm not gonna do it because I'm not fat. I have a belly fat, but not too much. It's just I haven't had it in ever, and now when I have it in my 40s, I'm a little bit concerned. But a little bit, not too much yet. We'll see when it gets too much. Hopefully it won't, but who knows. Okay guys, do you have some questions on the chat? Yes? No, I will not answer. No, I will. You know I will. But I will be fast again. First, let's make some hair. Or at least put something that resembles hair on top of her face. And we will see how it will look. Without hair, usually, it's difficult to make a beautiful woman without hair. If you can do it, then you are very good. For me, it's difficult, and I'm not saying I can't. Probably I will be able to. But if I work for a long hours to do it, little things here, little things there, beautiful girls are difficult to make in one sitting, just like and do it. You have to try a long time. Even me, even I, the devil. And yeah. I'm wondering, there are a lot of Muslims watching this, because there are people from Turkey, there are people from probably other Muslim countries, I'm sure, like Iran, yeah, I think there was a guy, and Morocco, and yeah, the North Africa countries, Egypt, I'm sure, Lebanon, but it's interesting for me. Probably in the internet I can read it, but what's the devil called in the Quran, in the Islam? It's interesting because in the Christianity it's the devil, you know, it's the devil. The name of the devil is the devil, I think, or Lucifer or whatever. Yeah, but what's the name of him in the Muslim religion is interesting. Because I'm not sure. Shaitan. Shaitan it was, I think. Yeah, Shaitan, yeah. Some guy said Shaitan. I remember. I was reading some, this kind of child books with Muslim things. Tales from 1000 Nights or something like this. Is I don't know how it's in English. In Bulgarian, it's like Tales from 1000 Nights. 1001. Yeah, 1001 Nights, I think. So, Shaitan, yeah. And there you can see a lot of the culture of a lot of Muslim culture and things you can find, but not the children books. I've read the adult books, 1001 Night, because they are a little bit different, a little bit more violence and stuff like this in the adult versions. She's not looking anything like the concept, by the way. You see how I'm changing from subject to subject very quickly. That's one of my superpowers, by the way. And people are very irritated when we sit on one table and we're talking about something, and suddenly I change to absolutely different topic. And we start to talk about something else. And then I change to absolutely different topic. And we start to... Or sometimes I change to different topic and people refuse to speak about it. And I just talk to myself like I'm doing here now. So it's normal. Yeah. And it's sad. I know it's sad. But yeah, you shouldn't be sorry about me. I will be okay. It's fine. I'm strong. I can live through this very dark period of my life when people are not paying attention of what I say. It's not good. But since I have this channel, and since I have not this one, the other one, but this one too, and I can talk for so many hours without anyone interfering with me, that's a very good kind of a psychical thing. I mean, psychological, like healthy, because I'm getting everything out, and then I'm happy and relaxed, and I can go meet friends, listen to what they have to say, not only me speaking. That's a very, very good exercise, by the way. To just go and talk like crazy for a couple of hours, and then you can listen. And people are appreciating listeners more than those people who just like to talk and talk and talk like me. Nobody wants to be my friend because I'm talking too much, you know. And they cannot get the word. They cannot say. And everybody wants to say what's inside of them. What they want to share their thoughts. They want to be understood. They want to be listened. All people want to be listened. Not all, by the way. I've seen people who are so broken. I don't know how they got there to be so broken that we sit on one table. And suddenly I realize I was talking the whole time. And I say, okay, let me shut up and let me see what you have to say about stuff. And they say, no, we don't, I don't like to speak. You talk. It's fine. And I'm like, really? And they say, yeah, really. And I say, but are you sure you really want it? And they say, no problem. And after a couple of minutes, they run away screaming and stuff like this, yeah. You know how it is. They think they want it, but after they get it really, they understand what's happening. They don't want it really. Okay, what we're doing now. This girl, she's nothing like the concept, I think. It's not a concept. This is a 3D, as you probably have seen. And I have the link in the description of the Chinese girl who made this. And I think it's a girl because in the picture of our station in the top, it's a girl picture. So I may be wrong because maybe the guy has put the picture of his girlfriend there. Who knows? Nobody knows. But it's probably a girl. Yeah. She's making very nice models. Very nice. Again, Chinese people are just wow. Some of them. I mean, China is the second biggest country by population in the world. Second to India now, because I think India has surpassed, but whatever. So there are like more than billion people in China. I don't know how much more than billion. The world population is, I think, 10 billion or something like this. So the China is 1/10 of the people of the world, which means that there should be some talents there, and some very good talents from China. And there are. And there are a lot, by the way. I feel intimidated by the Chinese artists a little bit. They are so precise. They are so so much more perfectionist than me, for example. And their skill, wow, I mean, how does it happen? How can you be so skillful in a young age? Because I guess some of them are pretty young, but who knows. Let's see with some shadow how it will look. In the shadow. Okay, it's not ultra bad. Let's see, it's not ultra bad. Let me answer some questions, because I have to, you know. I have to answer some questions. I like to have chat with the audience a little bit, without really having chat with the audience, because I'm speaking mostly. Hi Nico, good morning, how's going? Dr. Erberg is awesome, I love his channel. Yeah, so Mario knows his channel. But Nico, how will only eat 3D stuff? But Nico now will only eat 3D stuff. Okay, yeah, everything is 3D, by the way. This pen is 3D. I will not eat it, but we'll see. If I'm very hungry, who knows? Maybe Nico will be slow, and maybe he will use ZBrush again, either do realistic sculptor, we will see. Yeah, that's interesting what will happen. 28 hours without food. Yeah, 28. Now 30. 30 hours without food. Fasting for 2-3 days every couple of months is also really beneficial. I will change the name of the video, by the way, because during the stream, we've hit the 30 hours mark. So it's fair to put 30 hours without food, you know? Yeah. And I feel great, by the way. I feel energetic. I feel nice. I feel like I can do anything. I went outside today with my daughter. She was driving her bicycle. We were going to the store. We were buying some stuff. And the problem was when I get near the food, especially where they make the bread. Because they are baking bread in this store. It's a big store. And in one corner they are baking bread. All kinds of bread and little tiny things and big bread. And it was hard because then you feel hunger. When you smell bread, you start feeling hunger. If you don't smell bread, you probably will not feel the hunger that much. Because now the bread is in the kitchen. I'm in the other room. So I don't feel the hunger that much. I feel it, yes. But I feel great also. And I don't know if I eat, I will feel again like clogged, like full, heavy. Probably that will happen. So I shouldn't eat ever again. That's the thing, yeah. Fasting for 2-3 days every couple of months is also really beneficial. Exactly what the guy said. But needs a bit more prep. It gets rid of cancer, all other bad things in the body. It could get rid of cancer, but it's not mandatory that will get rid of all kinds of cancer, but it will be good mostly for most people. Not for everybody, I guess, but for most people. If you eat a lot, body uses energy to digest it. Yeah. Bro, you look skinny. Eat some protein and fast. No, I will not die. Not so quickly. I think I can endure without too much issue 10 days without food. But 10 days is a little bit too much. The guy in the video, Dr. Edker or whatever was his name, he's not proposing to go further than 5 days. 5 days is cool. And he said that 5 days is very nice for you. So if you can do fasting for 5 days once or twice a year, it will be very beneficial. And other than this 5 days, you can do fasting for 24 hours every other day, for example. And even for some severe diseases, he is recommending, but it has to be, synchronized by a doctor. He's recommending to eat once every other day. So eat today once, very big meal, and then don't eat tomorrow. And the day after that, eat again, very big meal. This will give time for the organism to work on repairs and stuff like this, which it doesn't have when you eat regularly. When you eat 3 times a day or 2 times a day, 2 times it has a little bit time to repair, but 3 times a day it doesn't have any time to repair. By the way, my wound where I cut myself pretty deep and then I glue it down with the second glue, with this moment glue or whatever it's called. Now it's completely healed. There is no even a mark where it was. I cannot see where it was at all. And yeah, it's I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And for 2 weeks maybe not 2. Nah, 2 weeks. It should be 2. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago it was, but for 2 weeks, usually, it will be a little bit of a scar or something. There is nothing. Like, it was never there. So, yeah. I'm repairing fast. Nico, I think there is no ArtStation review today, and I hope you're ready to deal with Russian mafia. No, there will be ArtStation reviews today. I promise you that. Maybe 20 minutes I will answer questions for up to 1 hour, and then we will do ArtStation reviews. In your thumbnail on Ether, there are no shadows under the model. Are they flying? I don't know. What is Ether? I don't know. Hello, everybody. Hello. True, most of human-made processed products are bad. Yeah, the processed foods are pretty bad. But we don't have too much choice. Yeah, we have choice. This guy, also Dr. Edker or whatever, he has videos about what foods you can eat and what foods are healthy for you. And he has also videos about what foods are not healthy for you, which is great. But of course you can eat a balanced diet, which in my opinion, balanced diet means that you can eat mostly healthy foods, but here and there you can eat not healthy foods. But because I know people that are eating not healthy foods for years and years and years, and they don't have too much problems. But this is personal. This is, every guy is for themselves. Somebody can eat processed foods and live to like 75 or 80 years without too much of an issue. Somebody can eat processed foods and get cancer for like 5 years. Nobody knows what your inside will do. Nobody knows. So you have to be careful. Better be safe than sorry, we say, you know. But Nico, is fasting good for pooping? Since it's a magic topic in this channel. So pooping, I would say, is it's not good for pooping. When I eat a lot of sugar, when I eat a lot of carbohydrates, so carbs, then my poop is perfect. I poop regularly. I poop very nicely. Now I pooped today once, I think. But those informations are not quite good, I think. But thank you for asking. Prophet Muhammad was prophet. It's written prophet. Muhammad was eating dates and a cup of milk. Dates? What is dates? And a cup of milk of water every a day of fasting, and that's the right way. Probably there are different recommendations about this. Why are you not eating? Because I want to try it. I want to try how I will feel, and maybe I will do this regularly. Baguette croissant, yes, I like it. You Orthodox? No, I'm not anything. My country is, I think, Orthodox. We are not Catholics, so we are Orthodox. We are like the Russians and the Ukrainians and the Serbians. Serbians, I think, also are Orthodox. But me personally, I don't go to church. I enter a church only to see it from inside, to watch the drawings and stuff, to just admire it, how it looks. But I'm not a believer, you know, in higher beings, no. Which I'm not saying that you shouldn't be a believer. That's the problem with some people. Some people want to convert you to their beliefs, which I don't think it's necessary, you know, because if you think your belief is right belief, probably you think your belief is right. So either is no God, or your God is Allah, or your God is Buddha, or your God is God, the God, yeah. It's, or Jesus Christ, or whatever. You shouldn't convert other people to this. You shouldn't feel obligated to show them the right path, you know, in my opinion. If I think, because everybody is a person, everybody thinks something, everybody has their thoughts. If I think that God doesn't exist, I don't need anybody to convince me that it exists. You have to believe in it because otherwise something or something. No, I don't need that. And the same is about somebody who does believe in God. They don't need anybody to tell them that God doesn't exist. You know, we have to learn to live kind of peacefully with each other. I have friends, very good friends, who are believers. They believe in God. I have friends who believes in Allah. we are okay, we are friends, we talk about any topics. We tend to not talk about beliefs and gods because it gets a little bit ugly, and some, it's not ugly, but we tend to argue. We tend to start arguing, especially with alcohol. So it's just about respecting other beliefs or non-beliefs. Doesn't matter. Can AI take over on 3D character artist job? Yes, I think it can. It hasn't yet, I think. Autophagia or something else. Who knows? You're the best. Ooh, thank you. Yeah, again, compliment. Very nice. Hi, Balaji, India, 7:11 p.m. So now it's, okay, yeah. 7:11 p.m. Probably not. Hi from Barcelona, Nico. Hello, Barcelona. I was in Barcelona, by the way, once. It's a pretty nice city. Except we were in this neighborhood, which is the old neighborhood, I think. And there were a lot of homeless people from I think from those people from the war or something. I'm not sure if they are this kind of people, but a lot of people, and they are sitting on the benches there on the streets, and it was not nice. But other than that, a beautiful city, Barcelona. What do you think about 3D code for sculpting? 3D code for sculpting probably is good if people are using it, but I haven't seen anybody use it for sculpting and show off some nice things. So yeah, I'm drinking plenty of water. Thank you. What do yeah, I have fasted for 72 hours and it's amazing. Yeah, it's pretty good, I would say. Yeah, I haven't tried 72 hours. No, I tried. It was, I think, this year or last year, I tried fasting for 3 days. So 3 days is about 72 hours. And it was fine. It was fine. What is best way to study, to do like one full body every day or one body a week? The best way to study would be one body an hour, but since nobody can do it, probably 2 bodies a day would be very nice way to study. But of course, every body that you do it from a reference, do it from anatomy books. So gather references, gather anatomy books, gather all kind of pictures of bodybuilders and stuff, and then start working, and always work with references. You know, I always emphasize that, and the people who are beginners, they don't understand it. When I was a beginner, I also didn't understand that, and I was trying to work without reference, because working with reference is a little bit difficult. You have to look outside of your model and break your concentration a little bit. When you work, you are concentrated on the model. You're working concentrated, and then you have to break the concentration to look at the reference. You have to change references, and this is bugging. This is difficult. This is not what young people want. They want to just sculpt and be like Leonardo, be like Michelangelo, be just the best without any effort, just sculpt. It's not gonna happen. You have to put the effort to watch the reference and analyze the reference. Analyze the reference. This is English. Analyze the reference, watch the reference, and sometimes watch the reference even more than you watch your sculpt, because otherwise you will not be able to do it, and you will not be able to understand what's happening with the forms, with the shapes of the face, of the body. Analyzing is a very long process, by the way. It took me a long time to get to my level now, and my level is not the highest level. There is the levels above it. So I still, when I go to the beach, I find myself just watching people, male, female, doesn't matter, analyzing how their backs are moving, how their hands connecting to the how the arm is connected to the body in different body types, like more fat, more muscular, from behind especially, how it's going, like the back going to the shoulder, and then how the triceps is going there. Those things are always in my mind when I'm in certain environment with people, you know. When I'm in the metro and I'm driving, I find people with nice skills, mostly male, because you know, they have head like me. Because when you have hair, it's difficult to follow these things, but without hair it's very easy. So I find a guy who is bald like me, and I start watching him. It's a little bit creepy, but it's the price we have to pay for being an artist, you know, it's normal. Етерично масло от маточина. Yeah, matocina is the best. This is etheric oil of matocina. Matocina, I'm not sure how it's called in English, but yeah. I'm beginning a sculpt, bought your head anatomy course, and I've learned a lot. Sculpt just for fun. I'm 58 years old. Very nice, very cool to see people who are older, but they still want to just do something like a hobby or whatever. And also, it doesn't need to be just a hobby. If you become good in character art, if you learn how to do low poly, if you learn how to do UVs and textures, then you can easily make some side money at some point. It's not a problem. It's not gonna be easy in the beginning, especially, but yeah. Oregano and Melissa. I imagine you will be better sculpting while fasting because your brain is more focused. Probably, but who knows? Oh my lord, have mercy on Nico, I'm about to set playback speed 2 times. Why? Why do you set the playback speed 2 times? I mean, I'm that slow? Can AI take over of a 3D character artist's job? Yeah, we answered this question already, yes. Eating healthy is very challenging in this modern world. That's true. Glad you're taking care of yourself. I'm trying, yeah, because of my family. If I was living alone, I would look much differently probably. I would be sitting in front of my computer much more time. I will not walk that much. I will not go outside that much. I would eat so much crap. I would eat a lot of ice cream. I have a favorite ice cream which is in the box, and it's with a lot of chocolate, but real chocolate around it, and then inside there are chocolate layers, and it's amazing. And I love it, and I would eat it every day probably. And maybe I would be dead already. So my family is what keeps me alive, you know, it's fine. I'm curious about the hair part. How are you gonna do? You see, I did it just like a placeholder. Maybe we'll see the skinny Nico who knows how he behave. Speak less, use ZBrush, not lazy. Ooh, nobody knows. You should do it on daily basis. No, not eating for 18 hours, not for... Yeah, I'm daily not eating for 18 hours. Because, you see, I told you, I was... my regular regime for the last year or so is like eating around 11 in the morning, then eating around 6:30 in the evening, and then eating again 11 in the morning. And this from 6:30 in the evening to 11 in the morning is how many hours? Let's say a lot of hours. I cannot. Yeah, probably my brain is without carbs is a little bit slow now, but yeah, 12 hours until 6:30 in the morning, and then 5 hours more almost. So it's, yeah, 17 hours. It's not 18 hours. It's even less than 17 probably, but around that time. So yeah, you have turned red. I'm red. I'm red. Da-ba-dee-da-ba-die, da-ba-dee-da-ba-die, da-ba-dee-da-ba-die. Hi Nico, what is most different between poly painting, ZBrush and Substance Painter? What is the most different between... the difference. The difference is with ZBrush you can easily pick your colors from your model, and also it's much easier working with the brushes, in my opinion. So in ZBrush or in Blender, poly painting, in my opinion, is much easier than poly painting or painting the texture in Substance Painter, because in Substance Painter you are painting on the texture, which is great, which is nice, and I can do it, but I need a little bit of a practice. Last time I did it was for my last freelance model, and after like 20 minutes of practice a little bit, it became like quite fast, so it's fine. But in Blender it's a little bit better, I think, and in ZBrush also. Nico, a sheep ate 300 kilograms of medical marijuana at farm in Greece. That's good for the sheep, yeah. I would like to be that sheep. No, I'm joking, of course. Are you in your 40s? Yeah, I'm 42 years old. Almost 42. I was born in 1981. So 1981, 1st of December. Now this year, I will become 22. At least that's how I remember it. Nico wants to experience communism again without food. The communism wasn't without food. When we were in the communist times, we had a lot of food. It was healthy food mostly. I mean the cheese, the yellow cheese, and the bread. Everything was organic, because back there we didn't have this kind of super robotic things. All the hens, all the chickens were natural. They were much smaller than now. They were not filled with this kind of waters and preservatives. So it was much healthier back in communist times. Now, yeah, and back in communist times, I remember there was not so many sweet things. Chips was not existing in our stores, so it was much healthier, and there were very few amount of fat people. When there was a fat guy in your school, he's for example, his name is Pesho, and he's always Pesho the fat, because you know, when you say Pesho the fat, you know that this is this guy, because there is no other fat guy in the school, for example. But this was back in the days. Nowadays, yeah, and with all this crappy food that we're eating, all this like chips and the sweets, probably at some point there will be a point that there will be one skinny guy in the school, and they will call him Pesho the skinny, because he's the skinny guy. He's the one guy in the school who is skinny, who is lean. Jesus hasn't eaten since 000. I think he's dedicated, probably, yeah. I think you are an incredible, inspiring artist. Your courses and tutorials are truly amazing. Thank you very much. Iraq too, yes. Christians fast too sometimes, but not just fast. We have to think about God on those times. I think they do it too. Exactly. I don't think Christian and Christianity and Islam are that much different. They're not ultra different. I know they were fighting back in the days. Maybe they are still fighting in some areas of the world. But yeah, this fighting is because everybody thinks that their religion is the right one, and they want to force it on the others. But I don't think that in Islam or in Christianity there is something about forcing your religion to others. In the Bible or in the Quran, I'm not completely sure there are lines about forcing. You have to force your religion with blood and kill people for your religion. I'm not sure about that. Maybe there is. Maybe I don't know. But if there is, I don't want this religion, you know. If there is not, why are they doing this? I mean, you know, what's happening here? How do you think an artist should promote himself other than YouTube and LinkedIn? And I'm Iranian, but I'm not Muslim. The devil is called Iblis also. Iblis, interesting. Shaitan or Iblis? Iblis I haven't heard, by the way. Shaitan, yes. But Iblis, no. Whatever. So how can you promote yourself? In my opinion, the best promotion you can do is ArtStation. Get a good portfolio in ArtStation. And when you get a new piece in that portfolio, promote yourself in various Facebook channels. Facebook is a good way. Go to a channel which has like Blender Central, or a channel like 3D something, and post your work there. And if it's good, people will see it. They will click on the link, ArtStation link, if there is one. And they will go to your portfolio. They might like it. They may follow you. And this is how you can build stuff. But you have to post regularly. For example, post every month. Make every month something to post, but good one. And post it and put it in all the groups that you are. And try to read the group's rules and not to be banned. Try to see what other people are posting and how they are posting it. Are they putting links? Because sometimes groups doesn't allow external links. So are they putting something? And this is how you promote yourself. Speed chart converting soon, mashallah. No, I'm not completely converting soon. Converting from what? From atheism to what? to more atheism. Probably not. Hello from Russia. Привет, здравствуйте, братья Руси. No, Russians, no. How do you call Ruski? Да, something like this. Blue shirt is no more. No, now no. Maybe tomorrow, maybe some other stream. What do you think about pro KGB Clary in Bulgaria? But Patriarch Neophyte, aka Agent Simeonov. I don't care about those things that much. You know, I was caring about politics, let's say, a couple of months ago. I was very much about politics. I was watching politics streams and channels that are analyzing and interviews and whatever. But what do I get out of it? Nothing. It's a lost time. I cannot... in this time I can spend working, I can spend practicing, I can spend making this video, for example. Making this video and people are watching it and they're happy. So I kind of stay a little bit away from politics these days. I don't like it. It's a very dirty thing, and since I think I cannot change everything. Those are very dirty games that they're playing there, and they're there. I'm here. And yeah, if it's up to me, I will just stay and relax. Probably I will vote for the guy who is more sympathetic to me, and that's it. What I feel is right, but they're all bad, usually. Yeah, not good. I'm reading one newspaper, by the way, which has politics in it. It's called Weekend. Yeah, in Bulgaria, and this newspaper was, back in the days, it was very, very yellow. It was very much like now. There is a lot of yellow stuff, a lot of things about some stars, some pseudo stars, or some famous actors, even Hollywood ones. There's a lot of things in this newspaper, but there are also some politics, interesting politics analyzations, which are maybe worth reading to see a different point. It's not exactly different point. There is only one point, mostly in Bulgaria, which is let me tell you the point. Maybe you think I'm afraid to say the point, but the point is that Russia is an aggressor, and they started the war in Ukraine, and Putin is the guy who is responsible for all this suffering. Yeah, probably if the aggression of Putin was succeeded, if it was successful in the first couple of months, and everything was ended by now, probably nobody would think of Putin like this is the ultra bad guy. But now, yeah, his image is more and more close to Hitler these days. Why? I don't know. Maybe because attacking countries without provocation is with the intent of conquering them is not a good thing these days. I don't know, maybe. Hello, wow, the browser translates your speech into Russian with a delay of 1 minute. Wow, the browser translates, it's very nice. It's very nice. But what will be nicer is people are asking me sometimes in Spanish, and I have to translate it somehow. In the comments of my videos, when we will make a translation of Spanish translation of your videos. And I'm sure the Spanish translation of my videos will be very successful, because I see Spanish videos in Udemy, which are only in Spanish. They're doing very well, amazingly well. So I'm sure my videos will do pretty well in Spanish. But I have to think about it though. But I think the best way to learn, because most of the learning things now, videos or courses or whatever, are in English. So learn English. English is a very kind of easy language. It's not super hard, and it's easy to practice English. Not just practicing, but every other movie is in English, really. And every other series in Netflix is in English. And in Netflix, for example, I'm watching it with English subtitles in English. So I'm practicing the English this way. So I think learning English, learning another language is always a good thing. Yeah, that's it. But really, I'm thinking if I can translate my videos to Spanish, because they will be successful. So it will be a commercial thing, you know. I was starving. Just the warm water can help. Yeah, I'm not starving super too much, but I will eat with pleasure after this video. Let's see. Oh, we have to start the ArtStation reviews. We will continue with the questions a little bit later, but let's start the ArtStation reviews now. It's time to start the ArtStation reviews from Ilya Marushchenko. Ilya? Yes, it's Ilya. Ilya. Gradiu Ilya, Kilia. We have this song here in Bulgaria about Ilya. So, as you can see, this, I like it. But what I like about this is visible that this guy is not professional, and he said that he's beginner 3D artist, but this work is not exactly beginner. I will tell you why. So this is relatively good looking, right? Yeah. Many people in the chat will say, oh, I wish I could do something like this, which is okay, yeah, this is pretty good. But there are some issues. The render is quite well made because it's showing everything. It's showing everything. There are not super harsh shadow, except for here, but it's not bugging because it's not. This shadow is not covering some of the model to be more, mysterious. No, it's where it has to be. Here and here, just normal shadows. The hands are looking a little bit stiff. I don't like the hands themselves. They're not quite well made, and especially when you are grabbing a sword, and this is what makes this work a little bit bad, is the folds. They are not very well, but at least they're not going into your face, so it's fine. But here you have to have much more on the armpit area. You have to have much more kind of a deep and nice made folds. But whatever, when you are grabbing something, see, I have this cream on my desk. Why do I have it? I will not say. But this cream is when you grab something, your fist is filling the gaps because your fingers are smashed and they become wider, and there are no gaps between the fingers. If there are gaps between the fingers, usually you're not squeezing enough. When you squeeze, there are no gaps. If you're not squeezing, there can be gaps, but they are not the same, as you can see. When you are making this kind of character, when you are making this pose of the arm, try to look yourself in the mirror in this pose holding some object. Otherwise, you will do something like this, very generic thing. Yeah, the folds on the clothes are not very well made, but the face I like, the hair also. Ooh, now I felt a little bit of a hunger, wow. But it's fine. Hunger is not dangerous. It will not kill you. It can even make you more determined, more focused for something. Yeah, it depends. But this is fine. This is fine from Ilya. I would say it's very nice. And since he thinks he's a beginner, which is great, because he has some development in front of him, and he is not thinking that he's good enough. For example, this is far worse model. The face, no. So his faces are not bad, but the shoes, the feet are, and the cape also. But capes are pretty difficult to make anyway. But as you can see, he can make a whole character, with pretty complex characters with armors and everything. They are not perfect, but they are made good enough for... No, they're not good enough for a game or something, but it shows that this guy has potential, a lot of potential. And he is also from Bulgaria. Ilya from Bulgaria. Marushchenko. Ilya Marushchenko. Ilya Marushchenko. We don't know if Ilya is a guy, by the way, or a girl. Probably is a guy, because Ilya seems like... But it could be a girl, right? I'm not sure. Did this work on a video tutorial? It's not... yeah, if the work is good, because I've seen some works made on courses that are not in a good level. They are... it's visible that people who made them, they don't spend enough time to think about forms, to make them correctly. They just want to make the character and go and make another one, which is okay, but you learn more if you concentrate a little bit more. I'm working very fast, and probably that's a little bit misleading for people when watching my courses or videos, that I'm working super fast and people are trying to work fast as me, which is not a good thing for a beginner. I'm working fast because I don't want to lose your time and when you're watching me. But I don't recommend working fast when you're a beginner or intermediate artist. Your goal should be quality, not quantity, especially, yeah. Let's texture something. Modeling is already boring in substance. Modeling is never boring for me. So yeah, that's what I want to say about this. Never boring. Okay, we have this. Nice. There are some of my courses here, 2 of them to be precise. And this orc is looking relatively fine. So this is Fabrizio. Yeah, the render is not very good. It's a little bit muddy. We cannot see. It's not contrasty enough. This one is a little bit better. But the modeling, the sculpting is not very bad. This one, let's see. Alright. Looks cool. Looks cool. I'm a little bit concerned about this snowman effect with the muscles. And that's always bugging a little bit. But yeah, this guy he's a student character artist, so he will only get better from here, which is great. Because his level is not very bad. He's not a complete beginner. He's doing kind of nice. Let's see. Yeah, this is the same guy. The Captain Phoenix. Captain Fox. Fabrizio is doing great. Brazilian guys these days are going well. Brazilian, Turkish guys. A lot of people are kind of trying to improve and getting better and getting into this business. This, from what I see, for example, this one I don't completely like. Let's see it. Yeah, it's pretty flat. It looks like not very good drawing, but it's obviously a low poly. This is a low poly with handmade textures. And this is the high poly. By the way, the high poly looks very, very nice. I especially like those subtle folds, which are very well made, and they look pretty kind of stylized and nice. I like the feet. I like the face and those things. It's pretty nice. The final render is not very good, I would say. It doesn't show the model in the best light. This is John Nelson Banassia. John Nelson. This is a little bit too colorful and shiny, but of course it's something like a cyberpunk character. So I guess it should be good. And it's well modeled again. I think this one looks pretty cool. The modeling is very nice. The face pose, I mean the expression is cool. Here those things look a little bit like work in progress, and but yeah, other than that it's fine. Hand anatomy can be a little bit better. It doesn't look quite well, needs more work. And also the skirt, but this guy knows his work. I mean, let's see his last work. I guess this is his last work. Yeah, not bad, but you know, this kind of armor, it doesn't look good when you just put it so baggy. It has to be more fit. It has to look more fit. Other than that, it's not bad at all. You have to fake it even a little bit sometimes. To fake it, I mean, there are a couple of layers of clothes, and when you have a couple of layers, especially some thick ones, you look fat, like this guy. So this could be, in reality, how the guy will look. But when we're doing it for a model or something, we kind of tend to make it a little bit more pleasantly looking aesthetically. But it's not bad, and the textures are nice and everything. It looks pretty cool. So this guy, I like. No, I don't like the guy, especially. I don't know the guy. But his work is not bad. Let's see this guy. This guy is from Pakistan, from Karachi. I really will try to read his name, but Sherkhan Shani. I think Sherkhan can be a name. or could be a name. But Sherkan Shani, I'm not sure it's a name. Sherkan Shani is, but could be. Why not? What do I know about Pakistan names? You know. Oh, let's see this one. It looks good. So this is tough animation character, but did find reference where I have to manually do basic anatomy character, and then there is she. How to create dress easy and fast. It's a pretty good model, I would say. Not quite good, especially the legs here look a little bit strange. But other than that, it's fine, and he's trying to do clothes in Maya. Okay, good. I don't recommend this, because there is a program for clothes. It's called Marvel's Designer. If you are serious about making nice realistic clothes with nice realistic folds, Marvel's Designer is your program. That's it. Let's see this clone, and yeah. So the problem with this portfolio is I don't see too many serious characters. Like this one is okay. If he made this one, it's fine. And yeah, this is the same girl with the dress, yeah. So he has some skill, but he didn't show it. There is no serious character like normal, like a knight character or a cowboy character or whatever, something like standard, but it shows your skill. Because people usually want this. Those kind of cartoony characters, they don't show your real skills. If somebody want to hire for a character artist for their stylized games, you don't have anything to show for this amount, for this thing. So they will not ever even consider hiring someone like this. That's the thing. Usually when you have a portfolio with stylized characters, very well made ones, like mine portfolio, I can say that with much modesty. I'm so modest. I'm a very modest guy. But yeah, and people are always asking me to do those type of characters, because they say, we are doing this, and we think that your portfolio pieces or your work is perfect for our purposes. So they know what to expect from me, and they're seeing this, and they say, okay, we want this type of characters. And that's why I don't make realistic characters, because I don't want people to ask me to do realistic characters for them. Realistic characters take much time. Also, you can do them now with Unreal Engine. What plugin was that? I'm not sure. And Real Human one, I'm not sure. So it's useless for me, and it will not be a work that I like to do. I like to do stylized things because I will start them from scratch. I like to do monsters, but nobody is asking me to do monsters because I don't have too much monsters in my portfolio, probably. Recep İvedik, come on! Alright! Hehe! Very nice. Very nice. Probably some of you know that I'm a fan of Recep İvedik. Recep İvedik, for those who don't know, who are not Turkish or around Turkey, is a very nice movie. It has like at least six parts already. So Recep İvedik 1 is a completely separate movie. Then Recep İvedik 2 they made. Then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. And this is the character, but this is the cartoon version of him, of course. He's very hairy with a lot of beard and with one eyebrow like me. It's amazing. But he has also hair and very hairy arms and very hairy torso. And he's kind of thick but tall. He's a big guy. And he's always like... He's one of the most emotionally unintelligent people on the television ever, you know. That's why I like him, because he's very close to me when I was young. I was not like him, of course, but the emotional intelligence, my emotional intelligence was at least on his level. So yeah, it's interesting. See, now I'm a little bit more intelligent emotionally. I hope so, at least. But yeah, this guy has nice things. I wouldn't consider this guy a pro in any case, but he is more like intermediate to advanced. If we say that beginner, they're intermediate, then advanced, then pro. Those are the 4 levels. And of course, if we talk about Rafa Grassetti, he's above that. He's some other level. So we're not talking about him. Me, I'm mostly at pro level. But this guy is between intermediate and advanced. He has good skills of presenting his works because we can see everything. He has to work on more on the modeling and on the anatomy stuff on the face probably. Let's see some. We cannot. Oh, this one. This one is more anatomical. We can see character. Yeah, it has more to be wanted. It's not bad to say. Yeah, but it's not ultra good. So yeah, but if he didn't think that he's super good, it will work. And the thumbnails are quite well made, most of them. This dragon I would remove. It doesn't look good. This elephant also I would remove. It doesn't look nice. Also this dragon. Maybe with very nice render this will look nice, but with this just clay, very light and without any contrast, it doesn't. This one looks nice. The hyena looks cool. Recep İvedik always look cool, but he needs shadow under his boots, like the owl here. The owl has shadows. This one has shadow. This one has shadow even, which is a head. And Recep İvedik doesn't have shadow on the thumbnail. I'm a little bit disappointed by you, but you will do it. You will do it. Thank you. Let's answer some questions and continue with the portfolio pieces. They don't want to be your friends, but Nico, I want to be your friend. Thank you very much. Everybody wants to be my... No, nobody wants to be my friend. Especially my friends. They don't want to be my friends. You want to be my friend because you're not my friend. But when you become my friend and we go out and you cannot say a word, or just sometimes just say yes or no, then you will not want to be my friend, you know? That's the thing. Our friend is only Allah. That's a little bit radical in my opinion. But this is my opinion, of course. You don't have to take it as something. Greetings. You can diversify the channel and add little texturing. Probably. If I knew how to do it. But I don't. I'm joking. Of course I have a course about Substance Painter. It's not selling very well. That's make me think that people don't want to see that content that much. So sculpting, fast sculpting, very fast sculpting, what I'm offering is a content that people obviously wants to see. Usually on my channel, on this one, I have average about 100 people watching at the same time, which cannot be said about the ZBrush sculpting people usually. ZBrush Central even, I don't think have more than 70 people watching at the same time when they make a live, which is sad because there are very good artists who are making lives there, but that's their problem because they're using ZBrush. Why should they use ZBrush, you know? Use Blender in the ZBrush Central channel. If they invite me in ZBrush Central to make a presentation, to make a live video or something, I would say, okay, but can I use Blender for this? They will, of course, refuse completely, but because it's ZBrush Central. Hey, Nico, what's your opinion on Mudbox? I said it last time. Mudbox was back in the days something like alternative to ZBrush. Nowadays it's not, obviously, because nobody is using it. Why? Probably there's a reason. When nobody is using some software, probably this software is not good enough. I've seen things made with Mudbox back in the days which were very good. So if you're a good artist, you can use Mudbox, you can use 3D Code, you can use Blender, you can use ZBrush. It doesn't matter the software. If you're a good, you will make a good thing. Even Nomad Sculpt. If you're a good artist, I've seen amazing characters made in Nomad Sculpt only, which is fascinating. But yeah, you can do it. Why so many artists on YouTube don't do texture on their model when they create them? I noticed that on ZBrush tutorial and even on Blender, usually they do sculpting and that's all. Because it's faster, I mean, showing... But I'm showing a little bit of texturing in my other channel, in the course about the game character. So the game character course in my other channel is absolutely free. You can find it in the place, in the playlist. In the playlists, there is a playlist with 38 videos. And this is about this character. I started from scratch in Blender, working, making high poly, then making the low poly with a lot of cursing at some point, but making the low poly, and then exporting, which is an important part, by the way. I had to export from Blender to Substance Painter. I'm showing that, and I'm showing a little bit of Substance Painter work, I think, but a little bit. But that's it. You know, Substance Painter is a small part of the whole picture. The most important thing of everything is the high poly model. Everything else is kind of a technical. It's not artistic job that much. Everybody can do it if they learn the program. Although this concerns the low poly and the UVs maybe, but the texturing, yes, the texture has some things that can be artistic, but it's a little bit boring for me, at least, because you are not creating exactly something from sphere. The most impressive thing for me is to create from sphere something that resembles human head or something that resembles a whole human body. That is impressive. To create from a red jacket, to create a red jacket with some dirt in it, I don't think it's that impressive. That's why I don't do that much. I don't do that much texturing. I don't do that much texturing. That much. That. Yeah, I have to work on the accent, by the way, because it's a little bit shameful for me to have spoken this language, English, for so many hours, every couple of days, and still have this thick Slavic accent. But yeah, I'm not ashamed that much though. Greetings, look like a figurine. Okay, RC department people say that good renders not important for us. We are looking for whole process. Yes, of course. Good render usually for many game companies, the good render is not something that they look for. They look for the complete pipeline. They look for guy who can make the high poly, low poly, UVs, and then texture, and give them the whole character. If you can do rendering and animation, it's of course a huge bonus, but there are a handful of people who can do all of those things and do them well. So I suggest concentrate only on the character, 3D character part, and leave the rigging and animation part for the riggers and animator. Because usually in the studios which are slightly bigger than small studios, you have separate jobs for 3D artist and for rigger and animator. Sometimes the animator is a rigger also, but in the bigger studios they have riggers completely separate than animators. So the riggers are completely responsible to put the skeleton and attach it to the body, clothes, hair, eyes, whatever. And then you have animators who are artistic people who can make nice and cool animations, for example. Or they can edit, they can edit motion capture animations, which is also okay. Nico, thank you so much for your course. Definitely gonna buy another course next. I will hold you into that promise. When I have to fast because I don't have food instead of because I want, then I will hold you to the promise. 8 years ago. Okay. You're the most modest guy. Yeah, the most modest guy I am. Yeah, that's definitely true. Or not. Recep İvedik, yeah, it's amazing. Love from India, thank you. Is it possible for the next stream will be dedicated to texture and props? Maybe. I guess probably not. Hello from Turkey. Can you make a 3D sculpt from Noel Dagnon concept drawings? I don't know them. So let's see. Who is Noel Dagnon? Noel Dagnon. Noel Dagnon concept. All right, this is Noel Dagnon. Dagnon art from Instagram. Wow, he's very good. He's very good. Let's follow him. He has a lot of followers, but we can follow him. So he has pretty nice concept, mostly obviously strangely face painted female girls or male girls, who knows, but it's cool. They're looking pretty well. They're looking pretty nice. So probably I can do this, for example. This looks cool. He's making this process. That's why he has so many followers, because he's making a process and at the end he's showing the thing. It's pretty cool, I would say. What will I do is do this. At least try to do this. But we can't. So what will I do is, when I cannot drag the picture to my PureF file, I do this Alt print screen. And then let's try here. And then it's here. It's ready for the next stream. And then save. This, by the way, this PureF is for arm anatomy. For my arm anatomy course, which I haven't started yet. But it's all about arm anatomy, and I have everything that I do in the recent times, the concept, this thing from yesterday, this thing from today, and this thing for the next stream, everything in this file. I don't care, it's fine. You can put everything in one PureF file as long as you can, access it easily and nicely. It's fine. Could you please tell me how to manage your time to improve as a 3D artist with the job, and how to become pro fast? You cannot become pro fast if you have another job, because you have to go back from the other job and then spend time. You are tired, you want to rest, you want to watch Netflix and eat, for example, or if you are fasting, you will not eat. But yeah, and it's very hard. It's very hard to spend like 2 or 3 hours a day even. Working, so it's almost impossible to become pro fast. Maybe slow would be more appropriate. More likes than viewers on the stream, is that a fascinating effect? A fasting effect? Oh, that's a fasting effect, yeah. Because people are coming, putting a like, yeah, we like Nico, putting a like, and then go to work or something, go to do their job. They don't want to see me or to listen to me, but they kind of feel that they like me, so they put a like. Could you please tell me how to manage? Okay, Nico, have you seen the Tommy Wiseau movie, The Room, 2003? Probably, but I don't recall. What's your next course? The arm anatomy course. Should be. Could you please tell me how to manage your time to improve as a 3D artist? Okay, yes, thank you. Nico, where do you learn your public speaking? I haven't learned public speaking that much, but since I started to make courses, you will notice if you buy my oldest courses, that I'm not that probably refined as a speaker, that much. I'm not super refined right now. Sometimes I'm doing which I try to avoid at all costs, but sometimes when I'm thinking very hardly, I cannot do it. So public speaking, I don't know if I speak super well in public. I can speak in front of the camera quite well. But in public, it's a different thing. When you are in front of a big audience, for example, and my legs start to shake, it's normal, it's human to be afraid to go in public, It's very human. And how can you avoid this is to go public as much as you can. When you are doing it a lot, then you will overcome this fear and it will be fine. I don't go that much, and that's a problem. I go in front of the camera, and I'm used to it, because some people in the beginning, they are afraid of the camera too. They are kind of embarrassed and they don't feel quite well. I feel super comfortable in front of the camera right now, but that's one thing. The other thing is to go in front of a huge audience, and that's a problem. But it's easier when you get it in front of the camera already. Okay, let's try to do something here. All right. Your accent is fine. Yeah, I like texture part because I like to painting. Yeah. And I was traditional painter before start sculpting digitally. That's very good. There are people who can paint very nice hand-painted textures, and in some areas this is very well taught. But nowadays, I notice that people are more and more want PBR textures, those physics-based render textures. And PBR textures are very easily made in Substance Painter. Easy by people who are, have some practice. If you have made textures or watched some course, for example, my course for Substance Painter, you will be able to kind of do it, and at some point it will be very easy. Because it's not hard. PBR textures is not hard. The hard part is hand painting textures. It's a little bit harder. And it requires some artistic knowledge and education, probably, or at least practice. Niku, have you tried Nomad Sculpt? Do you like it? I have to make a video about it. Every stream somebody asks me about Nomad Sculpt. And yes, I like Nomad Sculpt. I appreciate I can work on my phone because I have it on my phone. I even paid for the pro version so I can export files, import files, whatever. But I use it very, very rarely. I use it only when I'm on the airplane, I don't have internet, and I have to do something to pass the time. So I open Nomad Sculpt, open the sphere, and start working on a head, which is normal. But that's the only thing I have done in Nomad Sculpt. Couple of heads, that's it. And I appreciate a lot this software, which can be professional. I see people who are doing great things in Nomad Sculpt, but they are using much bigger screens, I guess, not the phone. They're using iPads or whatever. And probably it's a little bit easier with that. I don't know. I know Substance Painter very well and Hard Surface Intermediate. Z-Modeler well. Is that help to go a step faster to learn to be a good 3D character artist? A hard surface is not enough to be a good character artist, except if you buy and use very good base models. So you're a good hard surface artist, so you can do, for example, clothes, you can do armors, you can do everything super nice, and you can texture it later. You need just the bionic part, you need the organic part. So you can buy models, base meshes, but you cannot buy base mesh for a specific concept, which usually they will give you a specific concept. That's, you have to be able to at least change the base mesh into that model, which requires some skill. So I don't know, it's not enough to be a good, they are good environment artists, they are good hard surface artists, mostly props and weapons and vehicles, and they are good character artists. And usually we are different. You know, we have different skills, and I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying that to become a good character artist with anatomy and working from concept, although when you're a weapon artist or vehicle artist, you will also work from concepts sometimes. So working from concepts for all things are good, is good to have. Your accent is fine, mate, as long as you are grammatically correct. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, sometimes I cannot read the more complex words. But Nico, I have Nomad Sculpt on my tablet. I don't use it much, but I see some people that do good stuff. Yeah, exactly. I've seen people do very nice stuff in Nomad Sculpt. Since Nomad is cheap, maybe you can do some tuts for us too and grab more audience. I have to put Nomad in my desktop in order to record and everything like I'm doing with Blender. Blender is a PC program. Nomad is not as much. It's mostly for Android and iOS, I think. So it's a little bit difficult for me to do it. Probably I can think of a way probably, but I haven't had that much requests. I've seen people asking me that, but not as much. So for now I will stick to Blender, and that's it. Yeah. Please, a video with Marlon and Nunes, likeness artist. Yeah, many people, probably I should do a video with likeness artist. I have a friend who is likeness artist. Ivailo Ivanov is his name. Let's see this ArtStation, by the way, and I will show you his works plate after this. This is on Nikolai, 3D sculptor from Sri Lanka. He has my name, but with C. And he has made this, which is anatomy study of cat, muscular system of a cat, which is great. But, you know, studies here, it will not bring you any work, most likely. So, yeah, I'm just saying, this is his only work. Ivailo Ivanov. I'm not sure he is this. No, this one is another one. Here's this. Zelen Chemical is his ArtStation here in the top, if you can see it. It's called Zelen Chemical, which in Bulgarian means green pencil. Zelen Chemical. But whatever. So, he's a very good, as you can see, likeness artist. His best work, in my opinion, is this one. I haven't seen better version of this guy from Game of Thrones. I think it's pretty good. And I think he told me the whole thing, with the head, with the hairs, with the little bit of the body, just those things here, it took him more than 150 hours to do. So we're not saying he's slow. He said he's slow. He knows, and he told me he's slower than me, much slower, but most people are, so it's not a problem. But in likeness, you have to spend so much time working. Other than that, it's not easy. It's not easy even if you spend the time, but he's good. So maybe I should consider asking him if I can make interview with him. By the way, his English is impeccable, just superb. If I didn't know he's a Bulgarian, because I have heard him speak, if I didn't know he's Bulgarian, I would say he's some kind of an English speaking, like native English speaker. He's very good, but yeah, we'll see. Let's see. But Nico, take a look at Diego Perez paintings. I've learned some concept skills with him. He also sculpts. Let's see, my son is again calling. Probably he wants to poop again, so I have to go and open the door for him. Какво става? Да. Пак ли са сере? Добре, сега ще стримам, хубаво, ще идвам. Okay, I have to go and open just for a few seconds. Good. We're back. We're back again. Share your pure left file. No, I will not share it for now. I will share it when I make the course. So, don't worry. Let's see this Diego Perez. Okay. I will not see everything that people are showing, but yeah. This is the last one. Diego Perez. Artworks. Изображения. I don't know why my, Google is in Bulgarian. I usually don't keep anything in Bulgarian. I want everything to be in English, so I can practice. Oh, he's good. But this seems like a 3D. This is a 3D. I worked a bit more on this guy, having some fun with textures, thanks to my buddy. Wow. This looks pretty professional, I would say. So you can see now how the professional artist works and how he looks. So this guy is a 3D artist, good one, I would say, very good one, and the renders and everything are just very much on point. Yeah, we will follow him, definitely. He deserves. He has less than 10,000 followers, and he's, let's say he's better than me. Okay, let's do it. He's better than me, so he deserves more. Very nice, very nice, amazing. Okay, Diego Perez was a good call. Diego Perez, very nice. Very nice is Diego Perez. Okay, let's see another thing. Nico, how are you? Is there a plan to make stylized texture course for Blender? Stylized textures course for Blender. I don't do textures in Blender, so probably not. Nico, what version of Blender are you using? 3.6 still. I don't know if there's another, by the way. Haven't checked. Hey Nico, do you try 3D Code? What do you think about it? I haven't tried 3D Code. 3D Code is a paid program, so most likely, if I'm gonna use any program which is paid for sculpting, because Substance Painter is paid, I'm using it. But if I'm going to use for sculpting something that's paid, it would be ZBrush, most likely. If I have to use something else than Blender. Some other paid program, I probably will not use. With the exception of Nomad Sculpt, of course, because it has a free version, and the paid version is pretty cheap, so we don't have to mention it even that it's paid. Nico, I buy 4 courses in Udemy, but I use 70% off discount. I hope your daughters can still go to school. No, she will not be able to, because if you want to buy my courses from Udemy, the best way to do it is to go to the promo video of my course in my other channel. So there are promo videos on my courses, of all my courses in my other channel, just SpeedChar, not SpeedChar Live. This one is SpeedChar Live. The other one is just SpeedChar. So go there, find the promo version, the promo video of the course, and below it in the description you will find a promo link to Udemy. With which link you will get it, even if in Udemy the price is like $99 or something. Even those rare moments when the price is very high, because Udemy usually is the price is low, but then the price will be like $13 or something. So it's maybe a little bit above the usual Udemy price when they are in discount, like $12 or $11. It's a little bit above that, but with this link, I get like 90% of the money. When you buy it directly from Udemy, when it's discounted, of course, I get like less than 40%, maybe 30% of the money or something. That's why I prefer people to buy it from the promo link in the description of the promo video. But not everybody knows that, so it's cool. Whatever, it's fine. Hi, could you check my art? Probably if you post it in the ArtStation reviews, ArtStation portfolio reviews, or portfolios, I will make a review on it at some point, because now we are on September, so we are close. And when we finish this, we can do something else. We can do, for example, we can research or make practice on some expressions like smiling, sad, angry. Angry and smile, by the way, are two expressions that people are modeling the most. And those expressions, most likely I will do a video on my other channel, because there was a proposition today, I get it on the mail. A guy, he asked me if I can do a course about expressions. But I don't think a course will be no, it doesn't need to be a course. So I probably will do a couple of videos, smiling expression or angry expression, and what you should be careful about, what you should do on my other channel. But this will be after we finish with the ArtStation reviews at some point, because Russians, you know, they are on the front door. Yeah. Now my son had to kind of bump them off to get into the front door. And that's, you know. Do you know about Quixel Mixer? Yeah, I've used it back in the days, many years ago. And it was nightmare to use. It was nothing like the Substance Painter. Hi, are likenesses courses help to learn much sculpting to concept character? Yes, probably you can learn a few things which are useful in likenesses courses. Nico, do you think quad remesher is good? I mean the built-in Blender remesher. The built-in Blender remesher is crap. Yeah, we can say that. It's pretty much useless. So yeah, that's what I think. But of course, every time somebody asks me something like this, just try it and see for yourself. But in my opinion, it's crap. Nomad is iOS and Android, pretty much tablets. My phone is big. It's like tablet. It's a Galaxy S23 Ultra with a pen. So it's very nice because you can sculpt with pen pressure and everything, like I'm sculpting in my tablet, in my desktop, which is great. What, in your opinion, is the best display tablet for sculpting? That I don't know completely. I'm not using display tablets, so I'm not an expert on that in any way. Do you think screen tablets with touch are better than ones without? I don't know anything about screen tablets though. Sorry. While using alpha texture in Blender, it's crashed a lot. Probably, I haven't tried it. I try to not try it. Pakli ti se sere. Yeah, I asked my son if he, when I was asking him on the phone, do you want to poop again? Because usually when he come up in this time, usually it's because he wants to poop, you know. Hello Nico, I hope you will mention me more often in your courses. Ah, sternocleidomastoid muscle, of course. This is my favorite muscle. You're my favorite muscle. Sternocleidomastoid. This one. It's coming from behind the ear. It's attached to the skull here and coming down, rotates a little bit and comes back here to the sternum and to the clavicle. It connects to the sternum and to the clavicle. And here, of course, the same. Yeah, good muscle. Good muscle. Hello, good life. I'm Angolian. Very good, Angolia. Nikolai, хотя бы штавеля пожуй. I understand Russian quite well, but this I don't understand. Хотя бы штавеля пожуй. Maybe this guy is cursing me. God damn you, you crazy bastard. I don't know. You have to count PayPal commission. PayPal doesn't take a commission when I receive money into my account with PayPal, so it's fine. When I get out money of my account, which I have to, then there is a little bit of commission, but not super much, so it's fine. Quicksale Mixer was cool, but was a pain in the ass, exactly. Some bugs and errors that was not able to recover from. And they stopped to develop it. Exactly, that's why Substance Painter is the best. And even the newest versions of Substance Painter, which I don't use, are having this kind of a baking, which you can see where your high poly and low poly are kind of touching, and you can kind of adjust the baking visually, which is great, which is amazing, but I don't have it. What do you think about ZBrush and Blender to sculpting? ZBrush and Blender are good for sculpting. That's what I think. You're my favorite too. Thank you, Starnoclido Mastoid Muscle. What does it do? Rotate the head? It does rotate the head. It kind of parts into rotating the head. It doesn't rotate the head by itself, but it does rotate the head, and it also participates in this motion, and probably in this motion too. It's the most important muscle from here, I think, in the neck, and also for artists, it's the most important in the neck. But be careful, don't do it too much on female necks. The female neck has to be very round and stuff. Do it on muscular male neck. You can do it very big and bulky. Me, for example, you can see I don't have it too much visible because I'm not super muscular male, you know. I'm just a male, that's it. Did you really not eat for 28 hours? No, now they are 31 hours since I haven't since I have my meal. We are approaching the 2 hours mark. Nico, I always feel like sculpting males. I don't know why, but I just don't feel like sculpting females. This was me too. When I was young, I was drawing only males, muscular males. That was my fascination. But then I realized when I got into the game industry, you have to be able to do both. So since this was my weak point, I started to research. I started to seek for courses. I started to try to learn how to draw or how to model female. And then I realized there are not too much courses about it. And I decided to make one. And I prepared for months. I was doing a lot of studies, a lot of models, many, for months, to be able to understand the female anatomy to a point that I can make a course. And I made a course and people are liking it. The course is fine. You can find it in the description of the video, like with all my courses. I just take the opportunity to advertise myself because nobody can advertise me than me. I have to. Yeah. Return to ZBrush, please. No, probably not. It's nice, but zygomatic bone is my favorite mark on the face. Zygomatic bone. Which one was the zygomatic bone? I don't remember, by the way. Sorry. Intermittent fasting is super healthy, Nico. It's something more of us should do more often. Exactly. 1 meal a day takes some time to slowly adjust, but Philip King Pavel Tazulin swears by it. Many people are... Pull-up King, yeah. Many people are swearing by it, but it really is about your organism, your body. If your body can adjust to it, you have to try it. Yes, try it for a couple of weeks. If you can adjust to it, and if you feel good, then continue. It's fine. But if you feel bad at some point, like after 2 weeks of eating just once a day, a big meal, after that, if you start feeling bad, if you start feeling not yourself, then you should stop it. You should find your balance. Not each and every one of us is the same. Our metabolisms are not the same. So, yeah. Do you review ArtStation portfolio? Yeah. You're the Russian guy from the mafia. Yeah, sometimes, today I reviewed a lot. So, no, I reviewed a lot. Don't punish me. Today it's okay. And I've made a live yesterday also, and today. And the day before that, I think I made one. So a lot of lives lately. So you cannot complain. I think you cannot complain. In a week, I have made so many ArtStation reviews that I cannot do usually in a month. because of so many lives. Talking about quad remesher, I really miss loop guidelines from ZBrush. Yeah, exactly. I mean, miss those also those. The guidelines, the curve guidelines or loop guidelines or whatever, are amazing in ZBrush. You can tell ZBrush where you want the topology of ZRemesher to go, just with some curves, and it's going there. It's almost perfect. It's super nice. Nico, do you still have the first head sculpt you did? Probably it's somewhere around here. I'm not sure. Yeah. Is still PTEX an alternative to UV mapping? I haven't used PTEX ever. Zygomatics is that part that pops the cheek near to the eyes. Here, Zygomatic, this one. Good. Zygomatic. Or here. This. Okay. Nico, what would you do if your job Game Loft asked you to use base meshes, IMM brushes, and pre-made stuff to create your characters like 5 years into the job? They don't have any say about how I do my job, you know. They cannot say use this or use this. They just give me a concept and say make it. And when I make the concept the best I possibly can, and they like it, so yeah, they cannot say use base meshes, use this. No, they cannot. Except if you are very slow, for example, and then the art director will come after you and say, man, come on, use base meshes because you are so slow. Thank you for the $5. This is our $5 because I know the dollar sign. Sometimes people are gifting, rarely somebody is gifting, but when they're gifting some kind of currency that I don't know, you know. But this one is $5, I know. Best sculpting teacher, learned a ton from you, brother. Thanks for all the hard work. Thank you. And since you know I'm the best sculpting teacher, which I'm not sure I am, but still, because you have Ryan Kingsley, you have other people which are also very good teachers. So who is the best? Nobody knows. But thank you very much. And you probably have bought some of my courses. So thank you for additional $5 that you have given me. Rich people giving $5. Poor people giving 50 cents. I don't know if you can give 50 cents, by the way. Loop guide existing Blender 2 as an add-on. Oh, really? We have to try it. But what is it guiding? Because you have to guide the quad remesher, which is the external add-on, which costs around $100 or whatever, which is super nice because it's exactly the same as ZRemesher in ZBrush. If it guides that, it's fine. Next time I will buy your courses from promo link I didn't know before. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's fun. I'm just saying it all the time because many people don't know that. Would you do intervention into school IRL? What do you mean? If I go to schools to teach, not that much. Not many people here in Bulgaria are interested in digital sculpting because they don't know about it. And if someone from some school or high school is asked me to go to make a lecture, I will happily do so. Free, of course. And add-on for the add-on, or just the retop flow, who knows. Nico, did you have deadlines when you were in Gameloft? If so, who prepared them? Deadlines we always have. When you are a game company, you have deadlines. You have like, but they come to you and say, this concept, how much time will it take you to do the high poly, how much time will it take you to do the low poly, and how much time it will take you to finish the whole thing. And you say, 1 week for the high poly. If you consider feedback, and if it's slow, maybe a week and a half. Then 1 week for the low poly, or even 3 or 4 days, and then something like this. If we have time, but there are certain occasions then that they will not ask you. They will say, this has to come out till the end of the month, because we have to give a version of the game for review to somebody important, and we have to, and this character has to be in the game because it's very important. You have to do it fast. So then you work like 10-12 hours every day, and you do it for very low amount of time, and then you give it to the animators. They work like 12 hours a day to make animations, and then it goes to the designers who put it in the game, and they work, you know, a little bit off time. There are some, but usually if there is no push that much, they ask you how much time. And if you say 1 month for a high poly, then they probably will say, okay, 1 month is a little bit too much, But if you say like 1 week or 2 weeks, if it's more complex character, it's fine. People will be okay. Do you afraid of AI? I'm afraid of AI, but I don't show it. I am sitting, I'm watching the AI straight into the eyes, and I'm not showing fear, because if you show fear to the bully, you will get bullied, definitely. When I was in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, in the favela just above Copacabana, there's a favela. And favelas, as probably some of you know, are dangerous places usually. But that time this favela was not dangerous. In the center of the favela there was a police, something like a station, and there were guys with automatic weapons, with full body armor, staying there. I was very sorry about those guys because it was hot. I was going into the favela, it's very steep, you walk, and with my suitcases and my wife's suitcase, and I was, dragging those up. And at the end, I had to take off all my clothes. I had a tank top, and on top of it I had t-shirt. So I removed the t-shirt, I removed the tank top, and I put only the t-shirt because it was so hot. But whatever. So when we was in this favela, since I'm from Bulgaria, Bulgaria is a former communist country. Back in the 90s, he was very dangerous everywhere to go. Everybody wants to rob you, everyone to kill you. Not to kill you, no, but everybody wants to rob you because everybody was so poor. This was very bad times. So we learned how to move into this kind of places. You have to look nice, bright. You have to look confident. You don't want to look like sheep. If you look like sheep, they will hunt you because you look like prey. When you look like prey, even nice people will feel the urge to prey you, to prey on you. And I felt that, by the way, when we were in Italy. We went to this hotel. We were changing hotels almost every day, different cities. And we went to this hotel, and the guy in front of the reception, he was acting like a prey. I don't know how I can explain it, but he was acting a little bit afraid, a little bit like this. And suddenly I realized I am standing a little bit more, to be more big and to be more frightened. But I realized that, and I toned it down, and I started to be polite and everything like I have to be. But my instincts, they kicked in to prey him, to be like a wolf, because he was acting like a prey. If he acts normally, not like a prey, those instincts would not kick in. So you have to be careful, especially in this kind of places with AI. With AI, you have to be extremely careful. Act normally. Don't be afraid. Or don't show fear, at least. Yeah. Nico, was the guy in the red jacket model combined all into one mesh during retopo, or are there a lot of separate meshes? No, the guy with the red jacket is all one mesh except for the eye and the eyelets. Everything else is one mesh completely. Everything, the jacket, everything is combined in one mesh. That's why it's the same process that I do with the game character that I did in my other channel. The whole process is there. You can find it. Most of you know it's there, of course. I live in Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, it's fine. It's a nice city, but it was dangerous back in the days. Now I hear it's also dangerous. They were constantly, because they see we're tourists, and they were constantly reminding us to keep our phones hidden, to not go with the earring or with rings or with some kind of things, because they will try to take them away from us in Rio, especially in the favela. But as it turns out, in the favela, people were very nice, very hospitable, very cool, because we were not acting like prey. We were very smiling, we were greeting everyone, they were greeting back. It was a very nice experience. But it depends on how you act, what experience it will be, That's the thing. It would be great if you had flowers t-shirt back then. Robbers would think it said fuckers and be afraid of you. No fear. Yeah. Do you sculpt creatures? Of course, I like sculpting creatures. Hello, Bulgarian, I love you. No, just love you. That's better than I love you. I love you is a little bit more personal. Love you is just like love you, bye, something like this. Just really. But I love you will be a little bit too much. I will feel threatened by love. Threatened by love. How does this sound? Okay, guys, thank you very much. But Nico, have you seen the MK1 ugly version on Nintendo Switch? I wonder why they changed so much in the characters in the bad versions. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Bulgarian. Bulgarian. That's cool, yeah, Bulgarian. I didn't realize that he said Bulgarian. Thank you, guys, and goodbye. See you in the next stream. Hopefully tomorrow or the day after that. We'll see. Nobody knows. But probably it will be this girl we will make in the next stream. And not so much AirStation portfolios. I think we have satisfied the Russians. Now they are a little bit, you know, happy that we made so many AirStation reviews these days. And we can continue by making something for a little bit more time. Like this girl, I guess it will be cool. Goodbye. And I will eat really, yes. 31 hours, I think it's enough. We can eat now. I can't wait. Bye now.